Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making some delicious, super moist, healthy banana bread. It's also paleo and it has a little bit of a secret ingredient twist. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is everything you are going to need here. Now to ripen the bananas, if yours aren't spotty, I simply popped them into the oven at 300 for 15 minutes until basically the skin turns black, and then they get really soft and ripe. And the more ripe the bananas, the better your banana bread will taste. So unless yours are very, very spotty, I would suggest doing this. It also makes it a lot easier to mash. If you can't mash yours with a fork, you can definitely blend it in a blender. But if you do them in the oven, they're definitely a lot easier to mash with your fork. So you're gonna need 3 bananas. Go ahead and mash those up until it is nice and smooth. And then we're going to be adding in a little bit of a different ingredient, and that is some tahini. So tahini is sesame seed paste, which is really good for you. It also makes a different twist compared to an almond butter. Now, if you don't have tahini, you can substitute an almond butter or any kind of nut or seed butter, but I really like the flavor of the tahini in this. A little bit of vanilla for flavor, and then I'm adding in 3 eggs. And you guys can see the difference in the yolk color. They were out of my favorite brand of eggs, so I had to buy this other one. And the yolk color is just so much different, in which you can tell the difference in the eggs. That's why I love the dark yolk so much. It's just so much more better for you, and research does show that it does have a higher nutrient profile compared to the other ones. So for the dry ingredients, we're going to be using almond flour, some monk fruit, some baking powder, some arrowroot starch, but you can also use tapioca, as well as a pinch of Himalayan salt. So after that, go ahead and fold all those ingredients together. Now for the almond flour, you can't substitute coconut flour. This is simply because coconut flour is very different. It's a lot more absorptive, so you would need 1/4 the amount, and then you wouldn't have enough bread, if that makes sense, and you would need a lot more eggs. So then take your wet and fold that into your dry just until it's incorporated. You don't want to overmix it, so you definitely don't want to be beating this. So I would suggest just hand folding it until it's all combined. I'm adding in some chocolate chunks. I just cut up a sugar-free, dairy-free chocolate bar and I put that in. It's about 1/2 cup. And I folded that on the top, and then I'm going to save a little bit just to sprinkle on the top too, because it always looks super pretty when you do that. I lined a loaf pan with some parchment paper, and I find that this just makes it really easy to pop out the loaf and cut it after. If you don't do this, you definitely do need to spray it with some sort of either coconut oil or avocado oil so that it doesn't stick. So put that into your loaf pan, and then I'm sprinkling the rest of the chocolate on the top just to look pretty. You're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 55 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. And you want to wait till it cools before you start slicing it. And then I sliced it into about 12 slices. So if you're eating this all the day of, which is extremely possible because it is super delicious, you can keep it outside of the fridge. But beyond that, I would actually put it in the freezer. So I like to slice it up into individual slices and then freeze it, because this helps it not dry out. The fridge really dries out baked goods. And then you can freeze it and pop one out whenever you want one. These are such a delicious little banana bread snack. You can have it with tahini, or you can have it with more nut butter. It's just super moist, delicious, a little bit of chocolate, such a staple recipe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.